Welcome back to Grassroots Radio Colorado on KLZ 560. This is Andy Pate from the Party of Choice. I'm sitting here with a laughing at me, Kris Cook.
Smells like Teen Spirit from Nirvana. Sometimes, oops, I didn't mean to make the gong go up. Sometimes Charlie likes to play song games with me and play these songs coming out of breaks, and I have to figure out what the connection is. And sometimes I get it, and sometimes I don't.
You know, he sits in there. He's so powerful and scary. You know, and he has this coming. Come on, he's just dance puppets, dance.
It's pretty much how it goes.
I know.
The secret's out. Charlie Grimes actually controls this show.
Let's hope Charlie the Good is here tonight.
So, all right. So we've talked about millennials for the last half hour.
Yep.
Smells like Teen Spirit. It's wafting through the studio. So where do you want to go next?
Let's look at, because this is a big topic now for everyone, and young people are talking about it too, radical Islam.
Okay.
Terrorism and all
Absolutely.
this. Where do you think most young people come from on this?
Probably the multicultural position of the liberal position, the pacifism. We have to accept them for who they are. We have no right to tell them how to worship, and therefore, I guess they can kill us. You know, I'm not sure about the logical leap there. I really have
trouble.
They're not cool
on they can kill us, but no, you're right though. They're very pacifistic, right?
Right.
Okay. Is that a word? Probably
now.
Not. It is a word. I want everybody
now.
to use that when you speak to each other tomorrow.
Pacifistic.
Pacifisticizing-ish. Okay? And here's the thing. Once again, you don't go into them and say, you're a bunch of anti-American wimps. Can I call you anti-American wimp? You know, and refer to them that way the whole time.
Right.
The first thing you want to do is tell them what's good about their position. Okay? Hey, you know what? You don't want America trying to be the world cop and killing people. I understand that. That's good. I'm glad you don't want to kill people. There are too many people who want to kill people. That's great. But what are we going to do about those who really want to kill people?
Right.
All right. And at some point, what we have to do is very gently, you know, and we have to be careful. We can't just rage against Islam. They're not going to listen to that. Okay. But we have to, all you got to do is be clear.
Okay.
All right. And so what I would ask is, you know, ask some simple questions. If Jews were killing at this pace, Jews, and no one else, would we say it's just radical extremists doing it? Or would you say it's Jewish extremists?
Especially if they were yelling Yahweh or whatever when they did it. I would say that we'd probably say that it was rooted in Islam or in Judaism and take it from there.
Right. Look, and once again, if Christians were doing it, if Christians were killing at this pace, you know, and nobody else, would you leave the word Christian out of it and just say, you know, it's just radical extremists? Then why are we doing it with Muslims?
That I have never been able to figure out, Andy, and that's the part that I don't understand. And we do it obviously on this program. We do it. I suppose that they leave that out because they're scared. The journalists who are afraid to publish the cartoons from Charlie Hebdo now, the ones who are refusing to call it radical Islam, and I think that there's probably a certain undercurrent of fear there that they will have some sort of retaliation back at them.
I think there's two things.
Okay.
I think there's the fear, and I think also there's the left feels an affinity with Islam. Not with killing, not with, you know, exterminating people, Islam, but I'm talking about the control aspect. The left wants to control people's lives. Islam wants to control people's lives. Both of them hate liberty. Okay? They have that in common. And you'll notice that again and again and again and again and again, the left comes down on their side. You know, it makes me laugh when I hear leftists talk about the Jews and talk about Zionism.
Right.
Yeah, that's right. Are the Jews bombing bus stations all over the world and hitting? I mean, are they doing this?
Of course
They're not an aggressive force. I always thought it was a brilliant statement when I heard this. If Islam lays down its arms, there will be peace. If Islam lays down its arms, there will be no war. If Israel lays down its arms, there will be no Israel.
Right.
And I can't find a single person who will deny that.
No.
Now, when I look at young people, I say, look, let's get real honest about what we're facing here. I think it's great that you don't want the America running around the world trying to control it, right? Advancing corporate interests with the military and all that. I respect that. That's great. Okay? Here's my question, though. Would you at least join? You see, now that I've agreed with you on that.
Right. And let's make clear that you are, when you say stuff like that, you're saying it from the perspective of you are talking to somebody who believes that is what we're trying to do.
Yep.
Okay.
And I say to them, okay, I love that. I love that you feel that way. And I share, I don't want to do that either. But let me ask you this. Can we, now that we agree on that, can we take a look at this threat that we're facing? Folks, always compare them to Nazi Germany plus 5 things. At least this is what I do.
Okay.
And I look at them and say, now you look at Nazi Germany. You'd agree they were horrible, right? Well, yeah, they were terrible. Okay. Imagine, I want you to take Nazi Germany, but add 5 things to them. Imagine if the Nazis, instead of being in one country where you could go get them behind those borders, everything is Nazi. What if they were threaded throughout all society? They were everywhere. Okay.
Good point.
Number 2, what if the Nazis were incredibly well financed through oil and opium money? Incredibly well financed. Okay. Number 3, what if the Nazis had today's weaponry, chemical weapons, biological weapons? The next major attack, in my opinion, the biggie is not going to be running a plane into buildings. That was horrible, but that was nothing compared to putting a bioweapon in the water supply of 50 U.S. cities simultaneously.
Right.
Okay. They're going to do worse. Okay. So imagine that. Now, so you got them scattered, you got them wealthy, you got them with today's weaponry and worse. Now add 2 more things. These Nazis have religious zeal. They're fighting for a religion. And here's the 5th thing, and it's the worst one. They want to die fighting you.
That is the worst one.
Right.
Yes.
Okay, now think about that for a moment. That is, I just described radical Islam today. Okay? Because if you look at the mass graves that we uncovered in Iraq and these places, they kill thousands, tens of thousands, men, women, children, everything, bodies strewn everywhere. They're sick, okay? And yet they're far more dangerous in all those 5 ways. And so I asked the young person, I put it on them. I don't lecture them and say, now this is why you gotta. No, I ask them, I say, what can we do that will be effective against that kind of enemy, against that kind of threat? I don't want to hear, gee, I don't like war, or gee, I do like war. I want to hear, what do you think we can do against that? Let them come up against the reality of the situation, and then let them speak.
And what do they usually come back with? I mean, I got nothing. I'm sitting here going,
They usually become far more realistic. Suddenly they become much more willing to entertain military might.
Okay.
They say, look, we got to be strong. Because, if they don't have an answer, I'll prod them. I'll say, well, do you believe in peace through weakness? What if we just draw down our weaponry and all that with that facing us? Do you think that's a good idea? Well, no. Oh, okay, good. What about our borders? Do you think we should leave our borders wide open the way they are right now with that kind of aggressive force out there?
And with us as the target.
With us as a prime target? Well, no. Okay. Now, on the other side, you don't want us unnecessarily provoking, right? No. Okay, good. We don't want to be dumb. We want to be smart about this. Can we wait until they strike?
No.
No. We have to be preemptive, because nowadays, if they strike, it's going to be 50 U.S. cities, water supply, bioweapon, or something like that.
Exactly.
It's going to be something far more horrible. We can't afford to wait. Once again, so what do we need? We need incredible intel. That means you got to spend money. We throw tax dollars at people who won't work. How about throwing some tax dollars at the intel community to protect us? Okay. Do you, when you have them, do you release them like we've been doing out of Guantanamo so they can go back on the battlefield and inspire their comrades?
Here's my handicap, is that even as you said that, I rolled my eyes. I have no way of dealing with some of this stuff without looking like, I can't believe that Obama is doing this to us. I can't believe this is what's going on. I mean, trying to control those reactions is tough.
Right. So here's the bottom line to kind of wrap this up. Make it clear to them, number one, more people are being killed in the name of one religion than all other religions on the planet. We're not singling them out. They're singling them out. We're not saying all Muslims want to kill you. We're saying the extremists of this religion are killing at a pace greater than the extremists in all the other religions combined. Then say, okay, Here's the real enemy. It's just like Nazi Germany, only it has those 5 factors and you list them off. Then you ask them, what would you do? And if they have no ideas, prompt them with some things. Okay? Good ideas and bad. And before you know it, they may not totally come your way, but you know what? Every time I've done it, they've come my way a lot more. But more importantly, they are willing to listen. You stop being the bad guy. You stop being the warmonger who just wants to ram your military all over the world for business, for big business.
Good point. The main thing that I am, and your talking points or how you put that whole thing together is great. The main thing that I get, and I get this from you every time you come on, is ask questions. Don't give commands. I mean, you're asking questions. What would you do? And you're asking them sincerely. You're asking them like, well, what in the heck would you do with this? You know, I mean, you're not being all snarky about it. What would you do?
Yeah,
you know,
I don't actually shine a light in their face.
Where are you?
Well, yeah. And why is that? Because remember, the number one problem you have in reaching young people is they believe you want to control them because they believe the right wants to control them because our 5% is their 100%.
Right. That
is why you must first undo that. And you do that through listening, through asking questions, and through clarity. If you do it, if you beat them over the head with your talking points, which probably are very good, they feel controlled.
Right.
It doesn't matter if you win the debate because you've lost them.
And that's not going to get you anywhere. You've mentioned this a couple times. Our 1% is their 95%, and how they feel that, especially Christians within the Republican Party, and they think that we're all of a mind, and in lockstep, are wanting to control them. When we come back, can we talk about why Christians want to do that?
Sure.
And how that whole dynamic plays out, and how maybe like my rolling the eyes, that we can sort of roll that back a little bit so that they're not seeing that sort of a control agenda?
Absolutely, and without compromise.
Okay. Wonderful. Do you have some friends that you think would enjoy Grassroots Radio? Then what you can do is send them the podcast. I'm going to say it slowly this time because I raced through it. grrc.podomatic.com. This is Kris Cook. You're listening to Grassroots Radio Colorado on KLZ 560. KLZ 560. KLZ.